Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alex at HOGWORKZ, and today we're going to be bringing you our saddlebag kit for your 18 to 25 lowrider, lowrider S, lowrider ST, Softail standards, and your street bobs. So this kit's going to come with all the hardware you need to mount it on the bike. It's going to come with the docking hardware as well. So we're going to go ahead and get into the install now. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Okay guys, so one thing you want to pay attention to when you're mounting this, there's a shorter arm which is going to be on the right side. It's going to be your exhaust side. That's going to be for your Softail standards and your street bobs. And then there's a longer bracket that's going to be for your lowrider, lowrider S and ST. The street bob bracket will be labeled inside the package so you know, you can tell the difference between each. We're going to be putting these bags on a lowrider ST, so we're going to go ahead and grab the lowrider ST bracket. So the first thing we're going to do is assemble the latch mechanism, install our docking clips here. Now the next thing we want to do is install our little indicator flag here. All right guys, so we're going to take our indicator flag here. We're going to push it up through the slot, and then we're going to take our little locking mechanism here. We're going to put it into this hole, and then there's a little boss right here. You want that little boss to go in through the hole on the flag, just like that. Comes up like that. Now on the back side, we're going to place our spring, just like that. Okay, now you got to kind of hold all this together. Grab our bag. We'll put the long screw right through here, just like that. And then again, hold the bottom of that screw and go just like this onto the bag. And hold that in place. Take our top plate, put it over, and then you take your Phillips screws and you're gonna want to just get these started. So what we're doing is we're basically threading from the inside here. So we're sandwiching the two plates together to hold everything in place. Inside, we're going to put our little twist handle on. There's two little grooves in it, two little bosses. There's a groove in the screw here. Line that up, put that right on. Take our nut, put it on. And with a 10mm socket and a 5mm wrench, go ahead and tighten this up. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and just check, make sure that it flips up. Down. That's what we want right there. So it locks the bag in place into the docking hardware. On the inside, last thing to do is put your little decorative cap over the screw here. Like that. We'll come to this side, and we're going to install our little cover here. That, the 3mm Allen wrench. Go ahead and put our screws in. Okay. Get that on. You can see this little protective cover just kind of keeps everything, keeps the flag and all this kind of stuff here kind of protected. Flip over to the inside of the bag and start assembling the actual latch mechanism. Okay guys, next we're going to assemble the lock. One thing you want to pay attention to is the orientation of it. This big flat side should be facing the outside of the bag. So this would be the inside of the bag. This side will be the outside of the bag. And the reason for that is the locking pin goes out that way, like that. So when this goes in here, you use the lock, it will lock the inside of the slider, which locks the bag closed. So go ahead and throw that on there. Okay, so we got that on. What we're gonna do is attach the inside locking portion. So this is gonna slide on just like this. In here, the lever here, the slide lever, is gonna go right like that. Then this part here, the keeper, is gonna go over top of all this stuff here, just like that. Screw down in here. Okay, so here we're working on the left side bag. We're gonna install our little slider blocks here. There's a little cutout in them, and what you'll want to remember is on the left side bag, the cutout goes to the back or away from the lock. So one thing you can do here, since this little slider is gonna be stationary and the locking mechanism is gonna slide back and forth, one little trick to make everything smooth for years to come is throw a little grease on here. You can use any kind of grease really, and not a lot, just a little bit, something like that. So we'll want to place the slot to the rear or away from the lock. And then you can just hold it with your thumb here. And on the underside, we're going to install our screw to keep it in place. And then one thing before you tighten it all the way down is when you're tightening, it's going to want to move this keeper back and forth a little bit. So what you can do is just kind of stick your screwdriver in there like that. So we'll just kind of stick the screwdriver in there to keep it from turning and binding. And then we'll just finish tightening that up. Now you can see things good, screws in tight, and then we'll do the same thing with this one on the rear here. And again with the cutout facing the rear, and place our screw. Okay, so we got our latching mechanism installed. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and install our latching locking assembly into the saddlebag. So what I wanna do is, this is gonna be the hole for the lever, and then obviously your lock. So this will be the hole for your lever here, and then the hole for the lock there. What you wanna kinda do is line those up, like that, and then you should see the lock, flush with the outside of the bag. And then you can see where your lever is gonna come out at. So now from here, we'll go ahead and secure this down with the 5 Phillips screws. Okay, at this point, we can flip the bag kind of upright and install our latch lever, your long screw and washer right through here. Okay, so at this point, good idea to go ahead and check, make sure you got everything on here right. This works. Got your lever. You can see your lock's open here. Nothing's binding. All right, so from this point, we're gonna go ahead and install a couple of clips on the bag. You're gonna have one right here. Okay, another one back here. Okay, so we got those on. The bags come with a little shock assist, so that kind of helps open and close the bags, and then also keeps them from opening too far. It's kind of a stopper. So what we're gonna do is install one of these ball mounts into the front of the bag and the clip that we just installed there. And that's gonna be a 12 millimeter. Tighten that down. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and install our hinges. So from the outside of the bag, put this plate right over here, top of these holes. Hold it with your finger. And on the inside, we're going to install our screws. .3mm Allen. Okay, now the rear hinge, same thing, over top of the holes. The inside here, the screw. Okay, so we got our hinges on, we got the inside built out, we got the outside lock, latch. So now the last thing we want to do on this is install the mounting arm. Okay, so the mounting arm is going to go on the bottom here, like this, and then from the inside, 5mm Allen. All right, so we got all that stuff on there. Now we're gonna go ahead and prep the outside of the bag. We got a couple clips here we need to install. Go ahead and install these. There's one here, one up here. Okay, now we need to install our ball mount for our shock, and that's gonna go on this lower one down here. Again, 12mm wrench, tighten it down. All right, so now the next step is gonna be installing the latch hooks here. So these are gonna go in just like this and screw from the underside into the hook. Phillips, go ahead and tighten them down. Okay, and then we got one more to do in the back. Well, the last thing we're going to do is install some weather stripping on the inside of the bag. You'll want to start right about here where this hinge mounts at, just in front of it. You don't want it on that side of the hinge because it'll bind the hinge. So we're going to go ahead, start it right here. And the easy way to do this is just to peel off some of it, get it set in there, just kind of work it around. And as you go, you can peel more of the protective strip off. Okay, once you got it where you like it, you can go ahead and just really give it a good push down into there. Get that seal to stick in there. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and assemble the two halves together by the hinge here. So what you can do is just drop these hinges right into the outside of the bag here, just like that. And just kind of let the bag rest. Grab your screws, your 3mm Allen. So now we'll go ahead and install our shock arm. And what you can do is just put it over the ball, push it on, and close your bag. You can extend the shock up and then hook it on the top bag, top there. Go ahead and close your bags. All right, and there you have it. That's how to assemble one of our Lowrider ST style bags. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. All right guys, so we're onto the right side bag. The process is pretty much the same. Go ahead and start with our clips, installing them. So we got our rear one in, put the front one in. Okay, so the flag here, then you have your locking mount. This is gonna go on top of here. Put the boss through the flag hole here. Then this is gonna go through here. Before we set it down in the hole, we wanna put this the spring in between here on the post. Okay, so once we got all that lined up there, go ahead and put the backing plate on here. This is again going to hold everything together. You're still going to have to hold this assembly on the other underside here. So I have that done. Stick our screw through, put our handle on the inside here. Okay guys, next we're gonna assemble the lock. So go ahead and throw that on there. Okay, so we got that on. What we're gonna do is attach the inside locking portion. So alright, we're going to throw a little bit of grease in here just like the other side. Okay, so now the only thing that's different about these from the left side to the right side is these little slider keepers. On the left side, we had them going towards the rear. On the right side, we're going to have them face forward towards the lock. Put that in. Again, you'll notice that on the left side bag, we screwed through this flat spot here on this boss. On the right side, it's going to be just the opposite. The post from the slider is going to go in that hole, and the screw is going to go into the hole in front of it. So again, same thing on the rear. We want the cutout facing forward. Make sure everything slides good. Alright, we go ahead and install this inside the bag. Again, this is going to be your lever hole, obviously the lock hole, lever hole, lock hole. So line those up. Now we're going to install the lever. Go through this hole here. Okay, all that stuff looks good. The last thing we're going to do is add some of our clips here. Alright, I'll install the hinges. stretch. All right guys, so as you can see, we got the bags mounted on the bike. Again, this is a real good and easy way to add hard saddlebags to your lowrider, lowrider S, also the street bobs and the Softail standards. So just check out our fitment at hogworks.com. Don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.